It's that time of the day down at the shop. Factor time. No better meals than these. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to heat these up. I got a little jalapeno lime cheddar chicken. Poke some holes in it, just like that. For the microwave, we do a little 2 minutes is all it takes. We set it and forget it. Just like that. Oh, that smells so good. Can you smell that? Oh, wow. Every time.
I love when it fogs up the lens.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Nice, that's good. Let's heat the rest of these up and get the boys fed. It's safe to say it's busy season down at the shop, and Factor is keeping us covered with their nutritious and convenient options for the whole team. With their fresh, never frozen meals, Factor helps us to cut back on takeout and also helps us stay on schedule with cook times of just 2 minutes, helping us to fuel up fast. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code JimmyO50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Again, head to factor75.com and use code JimmyO50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Stay fed, and let's get back to the video.
Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or not. I do this every time. I think it's not morning. Spoon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody.
You guys know in the last video, well, the E36 engine, it kind of, dumped the bed, and we took it apart and found out what was wrong with it. It was pretty good. It's actually not too bad. Go watch the last video if you want an update on this. This was a little unexpected, but everything happens for a reason. I think this is gonna put us in the right direction. This is a project we weren't anticipating, but it's good. I'm really excited, actually. So I'm trying to make quick moves with this thing, but I gotta make sure everything aligns, and you guys know the deal. But today is the day that I reveal yet again another project. Woo, 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 woo. Air horns. I hate this part. I hate this part because we have a lot going on, right? Porsche is all apart. E36 is not all apart. The FC. We actually get the kit tomorrow. Finally, to get the kit and wheels on it, and it looks good. Don't show it yet because the car's in the background. I got a new car. Yeah, it's bad timing.
Good one. Good time.
It's a good time, but I bought this car many months ago, but it just became legal, so it decided to finally show up. As you guys might know, in the US, for a car to be imported and federally legal, it needs to be at least 25 years old to the month, not just to the year, to the month. They're very picky with that one. So every year, every month, a new car becomes legal. It gets very exciting. There's more and more cars coming in, and well, there's one iconic car that people have been waiting on for many years, and well, as of a month ago, well, they're now legal, and well, we got one. My 1998 Nissan Skyline
R34.
Yep, boys, it finally happened. I got myself a red R34. It's not a GTR. What?
You claimed it about a year ago.
Many moons ago. I said I'd always have a red 34, and guys, it's here. It's weird. It's bad. It's weird timing because we have so much going on right now. But this has been in the works for so freaking long. We've actually had this car for a few weeks now. It's been hard to keep it out of the Spoon's been daily driving.
I've been there for the past week.
It's a good car. So here it is, guys. So. Boom. It's hard because it's been sitting around the shop for like a month now, so everyone's seen it and driven and have fun with it. What kind of model is this? It's a bunch of different models of Skylines. This is a GT, right? So this thing is a non-turbo RB25 Neo, not turboed.
It's slow.
It's slow.
It's slow. I call it a sexy Camry.
Camry.
It just drives like a Camry. It's like, it's comfortable, it's quiet, AC barks.
Maybe a Maxima?
Whatever, check this thing. So, man, why did I get a GT? So here's the thing. Let me quick story from Jim here. So, I really had one specification for R34, and it needed to be red. Red happens to be the second rarest color. It was really hard to find. We were in auctions every week for probably 8 months.
We were searching for a while.
For a long time. I really wanted the GTT, which is an RB25 Neo DET. It's a turboed version. I wanted to I honestly didn't want this. I didn't want to build a car. I just wanted a nice Skyline that put a link in, turn the boost up, make it look pretty and just enjoy it. But in typical gym fashion, I decided to buy something that I could actually turn into something pretty special. It's always my MO, is I always get like the lower model of something and then we just put the extra money I would have spent on buying the higher model to actually make it into exactly what I wanted. We have the skill, we have the time, why not do it that way, right?
Turns out being cooler that way.
Let's pop this hood so they can see what the heck is underneath here. Ooh, it is hot, there it is. So as you guys know, there's a couple different engines, a couple different variants of the R34, right? Essentially the four big ones you gotta know is you have coupes, sedans, GDRs, right? GDRs, you like that? Sedans have been legal for a few months. Sedans were made first, they were earlier to the month. Coupes just became legal in June, right? GDRs aren't technically legal yet because they didn't start production till, I don't know the date, to be honest. This is a coupe, two-door, non-turbo. What you get here is a non-turbo RB Neo. Well, there's two different engines you can get. You can get an RB20 or you can get an RB25. This one's an RB25. So technically the VIN starts off the same as a GTT. So technically if you just saw the VIN you wouldn't really know. ER34 versus the HR. There's so many different things, whatever. So boom, that's what we got. Non-turbo RB25.
I don't think you said that. This is a factory manual.
Factory manual, which is dope. It comes with a Nissan small box in it versus the big box, so it's good for like the RB20s and stuff like that. Still does Aero Trans, which is nice. It already comes with the clutch pedal in it because the clutch pedals are pretty expensive. So if you guys buy auto one, keep that in mind. These things actually take boost pretty well. If you guys know that Drift HQ wide body Corvette is actually a non-turbo Neo with a turbo on it.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
It's been painted.
Car has definitely been painted. The paint on
They
this thing
actually did a very nice job.
is coming from Spoon.
Yeah, paint on it is
Nice
good.
Japan paint job,
Yeah.
Spoon.
Engine bay's gotta get redone, but we'll talk about that.
Let's start from the inside first, okay? Let's turn this thing on because the AC hits and it's so hot out. All right, boys, so check it out, right? The interior is clean. I got pretty lucky. The only weird thing about the interior is some dude.
This has gotta go.
It's so tacky, dude. This is the most Japanese looking thing I've ever seen. Is they painted all of the trim active red to match the outside. Like on paper that probably sounded sick,
Yeah.
but in deliverable it's pretty whack.
That's gotta go.
Gotta go. It sucks because Series 1 actually has a really nice finish to it. Super clean interior, can't beat that. Factory manual has a nice ship boot, everything's good. I got really, really lucky. It looks like it was kind of like
Taken care of.
it was taken care of. It's
How many
not-
miles are on this thing?
147,000 kilometers.
80, 90?
80, 90,000 miles, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Door panels, super fresh. Usually these things get super worn in because you gotta remember, this was kind of built in that era when Nissan was losing a lot of money.
Cheaped out.
They started to cheap out, right? The S15s and the R34s, those are the golden cars, right? But they're probably built the absolute cheapest. I mean, it kind of just feels like a Maxima. It's cool, but it's a 34, and what's...
A sexy Camry.
It's cool though, because it's a 30... I'm sitting in a federally legal R34 in America. This thing had to be one of the first ones imported. This got imported, I think, like it landed like June 2nd. Like it is right on the cuff there.
Wild to think about though.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this car to become legal for so long.
Dude,
now.
it's always like that. All of a sudden it's like, boom, oh wow, they're legal. So if you guys are trying to get one yourself, we got this thing imported through our really, really close friends, the Method Auto Group guys. They have R34s on deck. We actually got this one through auction and they facilitated the whole thing for me. So if you guys want to look on the auctions, find a car you like, Method will facilitate the importing and the titling, everything for you to make it super easy. That could even help you find whatever you're looking for, your specific model, if you want turbo, non-turbo, sedan, whatever.
I'll let the boys.
Holla at the boys, tell them I sent you. They did us really good. Interior,
Mint. Perfect.
let's see what we got going on with the outside. Starting at the butt, right? So what we got first, monumental Kakimoto axle back right here.
That Yaki.
You guys have been around for a while, you know that Kakimoto has its place on this channel.
Saying that a little too hard. It's the Yaki motor.
Yaki. Is it a Yakimoto?
That's what we call it because
What did Derek call it? The Dicky Ball or something like that? It has been my first Skyline, which was my R33, came with a Kakimoto exhaust.
nice exhaust.
And it's the same thing, right? My R33, if you guys remember that car, it was such a beautiful build. It was the same thing. I got a GT base model. It was factory It was factory manual, the same spec as this. And it's cool that I was able to kind of transform and get into the R34, which is kind of the reason why I sold my 33. Paint job, like Spoon said, came out amazing. I'm really happy because red, 90s red never lasts very long to get very faded. This thing was repainted like most Japanese cars, but they actually did a really, really nice job.
Shouts to that man. Shouts to that man in Japan.
Nothing fancy on it. It doesn't have an Altia kit, nothing crazy. A super straight car. We got work CR on it, the Kiwamis. The real, which is cool. They're 18 by 8.5 plus 45, which is booty specs, but it's cool that it came with wheels that are worth a couple dollars. On top of that, it actually came with coilovers, which is sick.
They ride great.
They're on Cusco coilovers, and they went really nice.
The car handles phenomenal.
Does it? When you're whipping it up the tailgate last night?
Nah, it's just
No highway on ramps.
Besides that, I got really lucky because it has really nice headlights on it. Most 34s have smoked headlights. They definitely didn't age well. You can still buy them new, but they're expensive, so having brand new ones is really cool. One of the scary things about having new headlights on a 34 usually means it was an accident. Yeah. So when you're buying them, keep that in mind. This one looks like it has the original core support, which is super cool.
I hate this bumper.
You hate this bumper?
I hate the bumper now.
Yeah, the bumper sucks. So we're like, here's the thing, everyone at this point is like, you can do a GTR conversion, right? Because everyone feels the need to get 34 coupes, and they want to throw GTR bumpers on it, fenders, quarters, and make these GTR conversions, which I understand because the GTR stuff looks super, super cool. I want to own the fact that it's a GTT. A GTR front bumper is kind of cool. I don't know. If you're looking for a 34, there is so many out there. There's so many out there, and they're probably a little bit cheaper than you think if you actually look and try to source one yourself. Maybe go through them like method. The problem is I wanted red. That's what made it very, very difficult. They only made like 1,000 in red that weren't GTRs. It's been a long time. It's 25 years for this car to survive and be picked through throughout the rest of the world who've had these legal for a long time. Red's getting rare. Yellow I think is like the rarest, and there's some smaller colors, but I was definitely open for a yellow one too, but I couldn't find one. So there is one major crazy downfall. What do we have for an issue here, right? This is the big kicker in the car. It looks beautiful, it rides amazing, the interior is great, but we have a crazy issue that is very common to the GTRs. Before I talk about this, I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but I want you guys to educate on the 34 first. Like I said before, these were built in that era where Nissan wasn't making too much money. They're cheaping out on stuff, and we showed on the S15s where they don't use a lot of seam sealer. It's not really underbodied. They're built really dinky, and like the S15s are really known for rust. With the 34, they did not escape the same fate. So 34s are super common to rust. So of course, guys, be super careful. And we did not survive that curse. And what we have here, rusty ass strut towers.
Then they've been patched.
That have been patched, which is even worse than it just being rusty. Repaired, dodgy bodywork is worse than a really bad
It
body.
doesn't look that bad. You're making it seem worse than it is.
You can fix it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Luckily, I got a Spoon, and I got a B-Haul, and I got an Anthony. The dream team. They're good, right? The combination of the three, you can get anything done. So bought this with confidence, knowing it was rusty on the strut towers. We got it for a good price at the right time with the right color and everything else checked in. So the big kicker is how bad are these strut towers?
It's pretty solid.
This is metal.
It is metal.
Yeah.
So this is right. So the strut towers are super prone to rust. It is like the most common 34 thing ever. So make sure you do your research. Luckily, they do sell a lot of patch panels for these. The upper, the lower. You could buy the whole entire strut tower brand new. A lot of companies that reproduce them. So worst case, you could change the whole damn tower, which used to freak me out until I got really talented friends. So I'm very lucky. This week we are gonna figure out how bad these strut towers actually are. You could see it really clear. Come over here.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's honestly really scary. Look at, see how it's been repaired and then dodgy spray painted overwards. It looks like they grinded the rust off of it and then just like smeared seam sealer on it, and I don't really know what to expect. I really don't know. I'm scared, to be honest, because the car is beautiful, but that is really bad.
Ain't that bad.
Can we talk about the cool batteries that come in these Japanese cars? Look at that, the JDM batteries. Panasonic. Where do they do that at? Japan.
All right, so we did a lot of talking about the car, but I really needed to make a good platform for it. This is like, it might seem a little lackluster to us right now, but we've been staring at this thing for a month, and I've really had time to let this settle in. The first time I saw this car, we had this thing lined up. We had the 15, the Chaser, and this all next to each other at one point, and I was puking in my mouth, like just looking at that. Like, this has a red 34 is like, you know, everyone had like the poster car in their room growing up. That's this to me. It's not a GDR, right? whatever. That's a different ball game. We'll get there. Maybe if I sold all my cars. When it comes to stages, this is, I mean, just look at it next to the FD. Like, what is life?
This thing's gonna be better than a GTR though.
It'll be cool. It's gonna have its own personality. I really like non-GTR cars because it's a whole different driving experience, right? They're more nimble, they're sexier, they're smoother. It's like, honestly, feels a little bit more sporty to me. Big, heavy, all-wheel drive, big, boofy car, and then I don't have to be worried about having a $250,000 car that's 25 years old and Japanese. I get this thing. I can make it into whatever I want to be.
Spoon Toretto.
Own it, bro.
He said I'm gonna put on a shirt. I said, nah, Spoon Toretto. Stop playing.
Go give them the GT experience.
First of all, this AC barks.
Turn this shit all the way up. You've been daily in this thing for a week now.
All week. All week. It actually hit me yesterday, like, this was my childhood dream car. Like a red R34. It hit me yesterday driving home, like.
I'm literally driving an R34 right now. Legally in the US.
This thing drives great. It's quiet. It's smooth. This thing is nimble. I'm with Jim on the whole not being a GTR thing, because this thing is very nimble.
This thing is just so much more realistic than a GTR.
It is.
If this was the GTR, I'd be nervous driving it. Imagine this thing with like another 300 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, making all the right noises. The one thing I would say, daily driving a right-hand drive car in America is not practical.
Yeah, this is your first time actually driving a right-hand drive car for a long time.
Can't go through the drive-thru. Gotta get out everywhere. Oh, this thing has a presence. Especially the people that know what it is. It's wild.
Breaking necks constantly.
Oh, yeah. Like, I hate the non-tints just because you get a lot of stairs.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
It's such a good idea, Spoon.
Only way is with a passenger.
Delivery!
It's such a cute horn.
Delivery! No way!
Fire.
Yeah, you can take my car whenever you want. Really. Would you daily a non-turbo car?
Absolutely.
Boom, there you have it. Boys, go get yourself a non-turbo car. Enjoy it. Flex
Tint
it.
it a little bit lower. The car has a presence anywhere.
The red's the best. Like, they look faster in red, even when they're slow.
Body lines look good in red. Good car.
So, boom, we did a lot of talking today, presenting a new project. I know we got a lot of, I always say this, we got a lot of projects going on. Realistically, we're doing pretty good. The RX-7's wrapping up. We get the kit on it literally this weekend. We're waiting for the Porsche parts, and, well, the E36, whatever.
Anyone wondering about the A6, just waiting for paint, which is on me. We're two guys, we're trying our best. I've seen so many comments.
I know, I feel bad. Trust me, I feel bad. The A6 is such a freaking cool build. It just needs paint, and we're waiting for our spot to open up at the body shop, and
We'll get there.
we're trying the best we
delivery
can.
arches.
There's no magic to any of this. It's just me and Spoon grinding. Since this is a build reveal video, I didn't want to reveal it in this video, but Spoon egged me on for it. So as I look really pretentious holding my Starbucks talking about my 34, we're going to talk about...
Two white girls around here.
I didn't want to build a 34. I honestly just wanted to get myself a nice street car and live that dream, and it was like the perfect timing because they're always the cheapest right before they come legal, blah, blah, blah. They're only going to get more expensive, I believe. So, okay, I'll just buy a Neo, right? The GTT engine. We'll drop it in, nice turbo, just a nice car. Simple. No! The universe had other plans, and well, I got this.
Might not look like nothing. Might not look like nothing.
Look at this thing, look at this thing. It doesn't look like shit. RBs are so ugly when they're like dismantled. You see this thing? See this thing? But wait, see that? See them numbers?
The 30 way.
You see that number? The block don't lie.
It's a big block.
So what we got here is an RB30 with an RB26 head. Okay, so if anyone doesn't know what the hell what's going on here is, essentially what we're gonna have an RB26 with GTR engine with 3-liter bottom end of displacement versus the standard 26.
26 on trend.
On what?
Trend.
Trend?
Trim.
Steroids.
Trim. Oh, that's a Roy joke from Stone. This thing's juiced up. This thing's on gear. When we were thinking, I was like, you know what? If I swap a Neo into it, all we're gonna have is a fake GT2. So my vision was, okay, we're gonna put the work in. We might as well make something that's a little bit more special than just a GTT clone. And what we got here is, like I said, an RB30. My Kiwi Jim came out, got himself an RB30. If you guys don't know about the RB30s, there's a couple different ways to know our RB30, but essentially what we have is, this is the block from a Holden Commodore, right? What the hell is that? Well, you get it in Australia, you get it in New Zealand. It is the most Kiwi thing, or the most often thing you do. What it is, it's an RB bottom end. That's obviously, it has a taller deck, more displacement for a 3-liter versus the 2.5 to 2.6 to 2 out. This came with a single cam head from the factory. It's real ugly. Basically, Nissan sold Holden this engine to put in their cars, and well, you could take the blocks, take the crank, so you can get an aftermarket crank and have a 3-liter RB. So have any RB head you want on it, but what I got lucky with is one that already has an RB26 head, but it's a little bit of a Franken RB. So I told myself forever ago that I would stop buying pre-built engines, because every time I do it, I have bad luck. But the engine in the S15 ended up being good luck. So what we have here is a pre-built RB30. I actually got this from my good friend. He had this built many, many moons ago. It's been sitting sealed up for a long time, and he offered it to me with a big box transmission for literally great price. Not a typical Jimmy Oak saying. It was a good deal. We're gonna have an RB30 in this thing, which is gonna look huge, right? It's a taller deck. They look giant, but what's dope is we're gonna have something that's something different and special. And the best part about an RB30, boys, the noise.
So if this came from a Holden,
Yeah.
should we put it in the GTO?
Basically the same thing, right? I'm hyped, right? Because right now it looks hideous. Like, this is such an ugly engine when they're not together. But this, I want this project to go together really quick. I know Nissan's really well. I basically have almost all the parts for it at this point. We got the covers, we got them powder coated, so we have nice, beautiful RB26 covers. The exhaust manifold comes in next week. We have the intake manifold. I have a clutch. I have the transmission. We have the mounts. Literally, I can get this engine ready to drop in less than a day. My goal is to make quick work of this. We have to pull that engine out of that car anyways, because we have to fix the strut towers. You could leave the strut towers, but I will forever hate that car until I know the towers are good. That's just how my brain
Jim
works.
loses a vibe for a car quick over nothing, so let's fix those stuff.
Toxic car owner. I'm like a bad, I just block them, you know? I'm actually really, really pumped for this one. So here we go, boys. RB30 and an active red R34. Who the would have thought that was going to happen anytime soon? I said it before, but when I bought the engine, it also came with a Nissan big box transmission, so like an RB25 rear-wheel drive transmission. These things are stout, beefy, and so the car's rear-wheel drive. So the car came rear-wheel drive, it's the same rear-wheel drive. We're not doing this all-wheel drive fake GTR conversion. I really just want a dope.
It's a GTT.
It's a GTT. Let it be a GTT, you know? Let a GTT be a GTT. Right, Steve?
Let it be, let it be.
We're not gonna run this, that's corny. We got a lot of parts on deck, so realistically this one should go fast. I want it to go fast. So it'll probably take longer for us to redo the bay real quick. I'm kind of happy, I mean, I'm not happy or trusty, but I'm excited because like when we got the Chaser, I was excited to document the turbo conversion, because I know a lot of people would get into that, because when the Chaser became legal, now the 34 is legal, a lot of people are gonna get surprised with these rusty strut tower cars, because in auction it's really hard to tell. Like when you see these things in auction, when it's taken with a 1 megabyte flip phone, they look fine. It shows up. They pull fast ones, right? So
That car is hard to tell from 10 feet away.
that's what I'm saying. The auction photos, we could see the discoloration. We took the gamble. We kind of knew they'd be bad, but we'll be fine. So we're going to show the process of redoing the strut towers and show people that it's possible, and I don't think it will be too bad.
Doesn't look too bad. I got a good feeling in my stomach. Spoon's gonna get in there.
And then I have all the parts to make the engine look super juicy, which I'm really pumped about. That'll
Paint
be
mashed engine bay is gonna look so good.
so good with the active red. Woo-wee. So there it is, boys. Finally got myself an active red 34. It seems weird because it like has felt like these things have been illegal forever, and now that it's just like it's just normal and okay to have this thing now. Kind of really hasn't hit home yet, probably because I haven't really driven it much, but
I drive this car in the back of my city PlayStation. Gran Turismo.
let me know what you guys think. I'm excited. I know we got a lot going on, but this should be honestly a quick one. I know I always say that, but this one truly, we got the parts. So for now, we got some cleaning up to do. We got to organize all the E36 parts before they get all mixed up and lost. So for now, we're gonna end it. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you guys very shortly.